Hello everyone and welcome along to Chargers TV, here for another week as we storm into pink round of the Coles Express NBL1 South season. Ron Riggs, Justin Bryan alongside you here. JB, welcome to you.
G'day Ronnie, a big weekend of basketball for the Chargers, an even bigger weekend coming up. They are riding a huge wave of emotion and momentum, so to speak, Ronnie. A massive trip to the mainland and of course pink round probably being the biggest non-rivalry round for the club as well. So a lot to cover and a lot to look forward to, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Let's get right into it because after looking at last week's show, we went way over time.
Sorry about that.
Yes, apologies. Let's go into the women's games for you. And, of course, they went to Bendigo first up. Unfortunately, losing this one 110-76. Paige Bradley had 20 points there, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Sarah O'Neill chipping in with 25 points. She had a good hit out there. Kayla Steiner with 15 and 6 and 5 assists, so not too bad there as well too. Meanwhile... Sorry, I'm home. We've got
That's what the graphics are for.
Yeah, thank you. Cassidy McLean with 25. Kelly Wilson with 11 and 7 and 19 assists.
Massive on the dime button.
Unbelievable. And Megan McKay, 25 points and 9 rebounds and 5 assists as well too. Let's head over to the Sundays. JB will get that graphic up.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll relay them through.
Yeah, my word. And they got the win. I believe the reaction was from one head coach, Dwayne Davey. Censor,
very relieved.
Yes.
Very relieved is the best way we'd put it.
Oh, very good. 87-74. Paige Bradley with 19 points, 4 rebounds and 11 assists. Sarah O'Neill with 21 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists as well too. Kayla Steiner, 33 points, 12 rebounds as well too. JB, what a big weekend for the women. Really good bounce back win there against Bendigo. Against Nunawading, after going down to Bendigo by a huge margin.
Yeah, massive turnaround, Ronnie. And of course, we did speculate as I just quickly spin things around. I'm going to try and get just the women's results here with me as well. As we speak about it, Ronnie, it was one of those weekends where we did suspect that Bendigo were probably going to get the upper hand in the first game. However, it was the second game that we figured they might be able to try and get the chocolates, and they certainly were able to do that as well. Now that you've got a hold of that one, just a few pointers I wanted to get out of this one as well, Ronnie. You look in that losing margin there, of course. Kelly Wilson, one of the preeminent guards, one of the MVP contenders no matter what league she's in, 19 assists there. You just want to look at the ball movement overall in that loss. 28-15 assists, pretty much doubling there, really getting it through sets of hands. You look at the rebound count as well. Bendigo winning that one by 17, defensively really locked in as well and limited the Chargers' opportunities not only from deep, as they shot only 25% in comparison to 37.5, but with Bendigo really pushing that pace in the way they play, Ronnie, really getting to the cup, really getting to the line. Free throw difference there, 9 attempts for the Chargers for the game, 27 for Bendigo, and I know a lot is made of free throw differential and, quite often are there questions being raised. At the end of the day, when you look at the difference there being 18, the margin was nearly 40. Free throws were not a factor in this game. It was rebounding, it was ball movement, it was defence, and ultimately it was conversion that really helped Bendigo in that game there. And surprise, Ronnie, the big thing that was addressed in the next game, and it was lovely to watch. In fact, the highlights were some of the best highlights I've seen of our women's. It was the ball movement, it was the cutting, it was the second opportunities, it was getting on the boards there. A lot of things happening, and a lot of the young ones involved in that too, making the second pass, making the most of their second options. I mean, you look at that matchup there against Nunawading, 45% to 38% from the field, 3-point percentage, huge as well, converting at 50%, 10 of 20 from deep. As I say, Ronnie, if you're going to take them, you've got to make them.
That's right.
And ultimately set the tone. Won that first quarter 22-14, and then, after a bit of a battle backwards and forwards there, second and third term, really drove the point home there, 22-15. And Ronnie, what more can we say about Kayla Steindl? I mean, if the Chargers were in the position Bendigo were in, there's 3 letters to describe Kayla Steindl. MVP. She gets it done at both ends of the floor. Pick and roll, pick and pop, hits the 3, seals inside, crooked leg, fade leg, one leg, whatever. It's nothing but nylon. Really dominant, and she's been a real catalyst for this team. And the player that they needed to take that next step, of course, you look at the Chargers right now. What's that, 3 wins now in the season, Ronnie?
Yeah, 3. Yeah, they're 3 and 5 at the moment, JB.
So there you go. Last year, won 3 games. The year before, didn't win a game. Clear and evident steps been taking. They're getting towards 500 there. Massive result on the road. And, as Dwayne Davey said, and lucky we've got that bleep button, Yeah, that's exactly how we went. Don't worry, the bleep will be there. That's all you'll hear. And we'll make sure we get a little mask over the top there. But again, pure raw emotion for Dwayne Davey to see.
Yes.
As he said in the press, you've got to split the road, you've got to win at home. They're winning at home, and now they're splitting the road. Big steps forward.
Absolutely. We'll preview the women's game very shortly. Let's have a look at the men's results from the weekend. And boy, oh boy, did the men go 2-0.
Wow-wee.
They come back with 2 wins, and Anthony Stewart will be quite happy here. There's no doubt about that. 106-79 against the Bendigo Braves. Devon Watson with 26 points and 5 assists. Sam McDaniel with 23, 10 and 6. Very good stat line there. And Jared Bairstow, 17-6, and the assist is there as well too. Meanwhile, it was Johnson there for Bendigo with 15 and 5, Luke Rosendale with 12 and 5, and Mayen with 21 and 6. And then on the Sunday, they pull off a small upset within the round. Of course, taken on the 4th place Nunawading Spectres. They get the win 89-77. Jacob Richards had a good game, 12 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists. Sam McDaniel with 25 points, 14 rebounds and 6 assists. Again, very consistent weekend for Sammy Mack. Jared Bairstow with 20 points, 11 rebounds and 4 assists as well too. This team is ever growing, JB, and then you add the youngsters into that lineup, and then you just have Sam, Jared and Devon really controlling the pace, and then great contributions by Jacob and the rest of the...
Zach White, Callum Boucher.
Yep. They're doing it all, JB. 2-0 on the road, and they're pumping now. 5-3, 6th on the ladder.
As we mentioned, Ronnie, this weekend was going to be a litmus test for the team. Of course, Bendigo was what we would have called an expected win and got the job done. But Nunawading was the test. If you can compete with Nunawading and beat Nunawading, you're a finals-level team. All of a sudden, the team is now 2 games above 500. And let's be honest, you get to the end of the season and you're sitting 12-8, or you're sitting 11-9, more than likely going to be taking part in the postseason. Of course, as you mentioned there, Ronnie, Devon Watson having a blinder there in that first game. 26 points, 5 assists, 2 steals. Sam McDaniel, the blinder, as we mentioned, consistent across the weekend. I would be hesitant to say very close to the player of the round with the way he contributed. Jacob Richards, while only single-digit scoring in that first game, 15 boards, had the 11 boards as well in game 2. Zach White, 3-point shooting, was heavily complimented by the Nunawading commentary team as well. Jared Bairstow, consistent as always. Will Ferguson, Callum Boucher, all these young guys stepping up. A few other points I wanted to point out too, Ronnie. You look at the rebound count in both games. Won both rebound counts. Ballarat, no rebounds, no rings. That's their motto they run by. And if you're going to be getting boards like that, then you're certainly going to have that extra possession. You look at the conversion at the field, 50% there on both nights, 51.2 against Bendigo, 52.3 against Nunawading. The 3-ball falling on the Saturday night for them as well, around that 38% mark, converting at the free throw line and limiting their turnovers as well. 22 turnovers across the weekend compared to their counterparts in their games there. 24 alone to Bendigo. Devon with a quieter game in that second matchup, Ronnie. Not necessarily something that we see very often out of him, but I think that's a positive for Coach Stewart, knowing, we've got one of the hottest imports in the league. We've got one of the best scorers in the league. But if he's having an off night, we've got guys that can step up. Jared Bairstow, I reckon in the 2 years he's been here, Ronnie, as far as statistical output, that's the best that he's played for the club. Of course, Sam McDaniel's just racking up double digits. And I've spoken about it a lot, Ronnie. Sam McDaniel, in the time I've been around the club since 2017, is that player that he doesn't he doesn't try and grab the game. He lets the game come to him. But once it's there within his grasp, he takes exactly what's given. It's so effortless to watch him on the court, and it's on both ends of the floor. Again, you look at where the Chargers are sitting right now. I know Devon Watson's going to be racking up a few considerations, but Sam McDaniel right now playing to an MVP level. You're talking about all league level as well there for Devon Watson. So if you're going to have a combination of either or in your side, you're going to be really, really competitive there. So great road trip by the guys, of course. We talk about it, splitting the road, winning at home. If you're getting doubles on the road and you're winning at home, you're a genuine team. I think the Chargers right now have showed they're going to be in that 6. Not only the 8, I think they're going to be in the 6 in the men's competition moving forward.
There you go. It sets up for a bumper game on Friday night, but we're going to preview the women's game first here. They're going up against Geelong. Geelong sitting at a 4-3 record. They sit 8th on the ladder at the moment. They average around about 77 points per game as an entire team, and then 47 rebounds and 14 assists. Then you look at Hobart, 3-5 at the moment, sitting in 15th, still averaging around that 69 points per game mark, 40.3 rebounds per game, and 15.2 assists. And right now, just statistically here, Kayla Steiner, 21.6 and averaging 9.1 rebounds per game, near double average, which is really good. Paigey there with 21 points and 5.8, and then Sarah O'Neill really chipping in well at 14.8. So really sets up for a good game on Friday night, JB, and really looking forward to this matchup against the Geelong women's side.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. Of course, Geelong over the years, Ronnie, have pumped out sensational teams and really competitive teams. One thing of note, too, I noticed in our on-the-road trip, Ronnie, and certainly in the numbers there, Angeliki Vinceleu away from the squad. So you would have to think this week's going to be a really big inclusion. I know the local Greek community is really getting behind her.
Yes.
And we're looking like we're going to have a bumper turnout for Pink Round, and particularly in support of Angeliki as well. It's going to be a really tough matchup. As you look there, Ronnie, at the numbers, it is a major difference as far as points per game total there. So for Hobart, it's getting extras on the points total there. It's that ball movement we talk about. It was major in their game just gone. And, of course, getting on the glass. We've seen it plenty of times for Hobart. They're able to crash the glass, but it's the second and third opportunities they don't take advantage of. That's something that I know that Dwayne Davey is going to want them to focus on. And again, really maintaining that ball movement. We saw how successful it was on that second game against Nuttawading. It's being selfless. It's taking your opportunities when you get them, but it's being selfless. Have you got a good shot? Well, who's got a better shot? Are you getting doubled? Right, let's find the open. Let's find the cut, all of that sort of stuff. So, again, they're going to be at home, though. They've started to make home a little bit of a fortress. 2 from 3 at home right now. Geelong travelling. And, again, you look at it for Geelong, they're a chance to go to 500 if they lose this game, and Launceston will be a challenge for them as well. Yes. So for Geelong, they're going to be motivated to go, well, we at least want to come out of the weekend 1 game above 500. Chance for them to go 2 games above 500. When you're travelling at they'll be 3 games above 500 if they sweep the weekend. All of a sudden, you're looking at a team running at 2/3 of their wins. That's a genuine top 4 side. So this can be a really dictating kind of weekend for Hobart, a chance to get 1 step closer to 500. Gonna be a real battle, Ronnie. Toss of the coin for me.
Absolutely. Will be interesting to see where that game goes. We'll get JB's tip Friday night live on the broadcast. Geelong in the men's competition, they will take on, of course, our men's side as well too. The men sitting at the Geelong men are sitting at 3-4, sitting 13th on the ladder. They're averaging around about 87 points per game, 41 rebounds per game, and 17.5 assists per game. Former Tasmanian Gabe Hadley on fire, averaging 25 points per game and 4.2 assists per game.
Damn.
He's looking forward to Friday nights.
I reckon.
He did message me today, JB.
Did you message him first, or did he message you?
It's a bit of both, JB. A bit of both. He's very excited to come back down. We're looking forward to catching up with Gabe as well too. We'll try and get Gabe for a bit of a post-game chat as well, like he did a couple of years ago. Meanwhile, for Hobart, they're 5-3, as we mentioned, sitting 6th on the ladder, and 87.2 points per game. They are averaging, the boys here, 43 rebounds per game and then 14.3 assists. Devon leading the way scoring-wise at an average of 23.6 so far and 3.7 assists per game. Sammy Mack averaging 21.6 and 8.7 rebounds per game, which is a nice stat line there. And Jacob Richards, pretty much a quiet achiever here, but really doing a good job. 11.2 points per game and then 9 rebounds. So this game really sets up a bumper when we look at the numbers overall, JB.
Much of a muchness.
It pretty much is. So this is going to come down to some high-octane offense, but also it's going to come down on the defensive end as well too.
Absolutely. We look at it, Ronnie, that is purely a battle of execution. Of course, Jared Bairstow getting into his routine as well. Numbers certainly don't reflect the output of someone like a Zach White. And you do look at the bench. I am pretty sure that Callum Boucher will be available. I know, speaking to Geordie Hargrave, they are saying it was a small tear in the Achilles, and I think he's going to be managed week to week there, but he's feeling pretty confident. Don't know whether he plays this week, but he's certainly feeling confident. He wants to get in and gets the reps there. But again, you mentioned the way Geelong are playing right now, Ronnie. 3-4, probably not reflective of the talent that they've certainly got on that team. We'll see how they go there. But Geelong, again, they're looking to break 500 on the Friday night, head north, probably looking to get the win up there as well. So for Geelong, they're looking at, great, let's see if we can catch Hobart off guard. Let's see if we can get the Northwest Thunder while they're on a little bit of a slide. Meanwhile, for Hobart here, good chance to be 6-3. And again, then you're talking about Hobart being a team, 2/3 of its games start to really assess whether they're around that top 4 mark. Of course, the real crucial things are going to be hitting their deep ball. It's something that they've been able to do. And I think it's something Zach's really adapted his game to, that stretch 4 kind of player there. Of course, Sam McDaniel, as easy as you like. Devon Watson, as easy as you like. Bairstow, playing that 3rd, 4th option, playing that real ruggedy kind of hustle kind of player. But again, you want to look on the other side of it. It's Boucher, it's Ferguson, it's the Clarks, it's Stratzma, it's everyone that's going to be coming off that bench. Phoenix Roby, Harry Griffiths, that are going to get involved, that are going to have a big key on that, as well as, again, Jacob Richards crashing the glass. I think Jacob started to really find a real niche in this team here. He's not going to probably be one of the top 3 scorers, but he's able to get on the board, he's able to create energy, and he's able to really lead from the front in that aspect. I would suggest that Hobart are going to get the win at home. They're going to go to 6-3, and then all of a sudden the conversation goes from, okay, we're probably going to win a couple of games here, to, okay, we're looking at the potential of a double chance here heading in towards the postseason. Of course, Geelong can't be slept on, though. They're going to be heavily motivated. They want to break 500. They want to be above 500 by the end of the weekend. Going to be an absolute bumper clash at the Hobart Netball and Sports Centre.
Absolutely. You can tune into all the action by the NBL1 website or the NBL1 app. We're on air from 5:55 p.m. in the women's game, 7:55 p.m. in the men's game. And, of course, you can keep up to date with all the goings on here at your Mackay Timber Hobart Chargers. You can give us a follow on our social media. You can like us on Facebook, you can follow us on Twitter, you can follow us on Instagram, and you can subscribe to the YouTube channel as well too. So don't forget to keep up to date with all the goings on here for your Mackay Timber Hobart Chargers. As we mentioned at the top of the show, JB, it is pink round in the Coles Express NBL1 South season, and across the board for that matter of fact. Of course, we're raising money and awareness of the Breast Cancer Network Australia. And as usual, we'll be dressing up in pink. I'll have my pink shirt, which I wore preempted in the last home game, and I know, Joe, you'll be suiting up in a nice pink shirt or something.
I'll have the shirt and tie. I don't know what I'm going to do with the jacket there. I might go the waistcoat, not too sure there. But of course, Ronnie, as we mentioned there about pink round, it's a really important round, raising awareness for Breast Cancer Network Australia. And we'll have some stats and facts going on throughout the night as well to really just make people understand just how broad of a scope that breast cancer impacts, both female and males alike as well. So we'll be on air. We'll be chatting about that. We'll have some stats and some facts for people there. I know that there will likely be a link for donations as well. There's a way to donate there. In for a really bumper night. And again, as I mentioned, Ronnie, outside of what is a rivalry round for us with the Northwest Thunder and the Tornadoes, the pink round's probably the biggest round for the club. So looking forward to being a part of that once again. Going to be a bumper crowd, a lot going on that night as well, Ronnie. So it's going to be really good. It's going to be high octane. It's going to be fun, and we encourage everyone to get along. Of course, head on to the Chargers website there on the NBL1 website. You can go to tickets there and get your tickets through that link. Try booking as well. You can just search Hobart Chargers in Try Booking, and you should be able to get your tickets for that one as well.
Absolutely. Get your tickets. Get down there. We'd love to see you there Friday night. Of course, women tip off at 6, men tip off at 8. That will pretty much wrap us up here from Swisher Hoops Academy, where we always record our Chargers TV shows. On behalf of Justin Bryan, I'm Ronald Riggs. We'll see you Friday night at the Hobart Netball and Sports Centre.
Yeah, so another quality team with some depth and I guess nice and even across the board. They've just added Chantel Horvat, who's just played in Europe, and she's a WNBL quality player, sort of 3'4", tall athlete, and probably one of the type of player that we really struggle to match up with, to be honest. So it's going to be a challenge, but again, we know that if we can put the game together and keep our key performance indicators sort of trending in the direction that they are right now, we're going to be in with a chance, and we've just got to stick to that, and if it works, we should be in good shape at the end of the game.
No. We'll keep rolling with the punches. Next man up. Obviously disappointing. I would have loved to have seen what we could have done with Ollie. Hopefully he'll be back. Geordie Hargrave get fit again, and once we've got our full complement of players, if it comes to that, we'll see where we land. But to win 5 out of your first 8 games with the development program we've put in place and giving those kids minutes, I couldn't be happier.
Of course, it would not be possible without our great sponsors across the league, the club, and of course, the Hobart Sport and Netball Centre. On behalf of the NBL1, we'd like to thank Coles Express, Zero Relief, Ronnie's favourite car brand, Mitsubishi.
Absolutely.
And
What a car it is,
and
JB.
everyone's favourite shoe store, Foot Locker. On behalf of the Hobart Chargers, we'd like to thank McKay Timber, Skybus, Swisher Hoops Academy, Bennett's Mood Food, THA, Core Staff Marsh, AD Waterco, SS Glass and Glazing, Kinetic and Callis Hospitality. We'd like to thank again and appreciate our basketball partnerships with Basketball Tasmania and the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers, our media partnerships with the Mercury, 7HO and SEM. We'd also like to thank our player sponsors, Hank Petrusma, EIS Property, Bulk Nutrients, Campbelltown Hotel, Foot Systems, Exercise and Sports Podiatry, Josh Willey, MLC, More Confidence Consulting, Taz Precision Contracting, Pars Heat Pump Centre, D'Angelo's Restaurant and DS Projects. And of course, on behalf of the Hobart Netball and Sports Centre, we'd like to thank Zambrero and Schweppes Asahi Beverages